We're here in the Niner locker room with Clelin Ferrell, 49er defensive end. The Bosa signing just got done. You guys just found out about it. Give me your reaction.
Man, it's exciting. It's exciting. You know, coming into the league, me and Nick came in together. He went second, I went fourth. And even just in college, like playing against him in college, him and his brothers and whatnot, it's a blessing to see, hard work pay off for guys. Someone who's very well deserving of it. So, we're excited, happy to get him back. Hopefully be ready for Sunday as well.
Yeah, he's a kind of an instructional video on how to play your position. What have you been able to steal from him so far? I mean, I know he hasn't been here in camp, but you saw him in minicamp.
I mean, obviously, just in the way that he plays, the way he goes about the game, man, he's obviously really, really good at the things he does. He plays with leverage, plays with his hands really, really well. And I think watching the film, anybody can really pick things from that. But I'm excited. Once he gets here in the building, we're going to definitely tap in and have some good talks so we can get ready for Sunday.
Yeah, I love the move that you have where you get outside shoulder and spin back inside. Yeah. How much you worked on that? That seems like almost like something that you've spent a lot of reps on.
Every day. That's one of the things I like about Coach Chris, man, because I think being here on this team, one thing that's really, really been big for me is an individual, like those practices, like those periods we get with our coaches, it's been all skill, not a lot of scheme that we've been working, but just skill. Because that's what typically happens at the end of games, man. It's players on players, and you got to be able to win your matchups. And I think working that tight move every single day has just made it look a lot smoother on the field, so it's good. How happy are you to be here?
I've watched you since with the Raiders. I saw you at Clemson, but it seems like, man, you got an enthusiasm to you right now. Yeah. Is it just because of how talented this line is around you, or do you feel like this is like your football home that it just took you a while to find? I mean, where's your mindset?
I think at the end of the day, I just try to stay grounded, man. Definitely happy to be here, but I think the biggest feeling that I feel is I'm just the gratitude. I'm very grateful, because regardless, this is my 5th training camp. To go through it, how we went through it this year was a tough training camp. A lot of guys aren't here anymore. And just to see that and just to see how hard it is to really be in this league for me, man, it's another level of gratitude. I'm blessed with the abilities God has given me. So I'm just excited to, put it all together on the field for the team, and let's just try to win a Super Bowl this year.
Did you and Austin ever talk about how different you guys are as players than you were back at Clemson? Because, that was a great line you were on there.
True.
But both you guys are improved quite a bit since then.
Yeah, it's definitely way different. We talk about it all the time. We just lost. Clemson lost to Duke.
I saw that, man.
We was having the biggest conversation, we knew we was back playing, we would have been, killing the boys out there. But
right.
It's definitely fun, man. You see the growth. 5 years in the league now. You see you look back at college, you're like, dang, it's so much that I didn't know. So it's good.
Tell me about Trent. You work against Trent. Yeah. He's obviously the best going. Yeah. How does that prepare you for a Week 1 game against the Steelers? Going against him every day.
I think regardless of the fact, man, going against someone like that, you can never have a day where you can relax. So it's pulled everything out of me to really come to work every single day and really work my craft, because having an okay day against a guy like that really looks like a bad day on film, because he's just so much, so it's really more so just being able to really hone in on the little details, because that's what it takes to have any type of success against a guy like that, the little things.
What about Pittsburgh's tackles on film? What are they looking like? You guys watch the cut-ups. What does the Steeler tackles look like? And also the rookie, is he going to be in there, or is he going to be sitting, you think?
We'll see. It's the first game, so a lot of it is really going to be, we don't really know too much about what they're going to do. One thing I do know is that, one thing about Mike Tomlin, Virginia guy, he don't have no team that's not a physical team. So I know that group, they're going to be physical, they're going to come ready to play. And we're going to have to either match it or come out better than it. So that's really my mindset, just to be physical, play with a tenacity that can't be matched, and have a big-time effort game. So it's going to be good.
Tell me a little bit about your guys' line with Hargrave and Armstead. Hargrave plays with leverage. Yeah. Armstead's so damn smart.
Yeah.
And he's versatile. But, Drake's had a nice camp. Yeah. Tell me about what you think of your guys' front so far.
I think the thing about our group, man, is really it's one of the first times I've been in a group where you don't really know what the potential is. And that's a word that I'm not even a big fan of, but it's something where, man, the sky really is the limit for this group. So having guys like Drake, having guys like Eric, Grave, and now we got Nicky back.
Type of guys like Clelin.
Yeah, exactly. That guy like myself. We love being around each other. I think that's the best thing. We can pull different things from each other, because we are different players, and that's the beauty of it. It's nobody who really, I would say, is similar in the way that they really, really play. It's kind of like everybody is like their own their own character in the video game.
How about Chris? Did you know Chris before you got here?
Man, I knew him in the draft process, so we definitely knew each other.
I mean, describe him to somebody who doesn't know him, because man, watching him coach, I mean, the music's blaring, so you can't hear all the language, but I mean, Jesus, the guy's high energy. He's got the dip in, he's sweating, he's yelling, he's screaming.
Definitely, and I think that's the part that people really, really see all the time, and it's cool, and that's the, the wild side. That's kind of what comes out of him. But when people really get to know him, he's really a guy who wants, to see young men in this league, because he understands, he's had hundreds of players come through and play for him, you know what I mean? And not every story is a success story like many people know him for. So just to see the type of care that he has for his players, man, every guy in the room, he coaches everybody the same. Every single play, we watch every single piece of film. If we miss some plays from last practice, he's gonna bring them back up next week, because he just wants to not leave any doubt and not short anybody anything. And I think that's the best thing, man. He wants for us what we want for ourselves. So.
Two last ones for you. If you were holding out, let's say you're at home, like what can you do? Like D-line drill wise at home, do you think Nick's got those? Is he running those circles and those figure eights and all that stuff? Do you need to do that stuff to get your girdle ready, your hips, your thighs, your quads, your hammies to feel right physically? Do you need to run all those drills and all those circles and back and forth drills?
Yeah, it's a process. Different things is, someone like that's typically holding out, maybe they might be Nick's a different type of player, so maybe he doesn't need as much as a tune-up as other guys. We will see, but I think he already has a good mindset just in regards to training. Yeah, you got to be out there on the field running, lifting every single day, but at the end of the day, when you've been doing this for a certain amount of time, it's really about when you get back on the field, just how fast can you hone in on the details and craftsmanship. And I think it'll be a really good transition, because we got a good group of guys that can, help for sure.
Last one for you. You're a vet, man. You've played in Heinz Field. You've been there. They're waving the terrible towels and they're going crazy. Let's say there's a young guy in your line that's like, hey man, not used to the environment. What would you say to settle into a game like that? You've played in Pittsburgh a few times, probably, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's not much you can really say. That's a part of the game. I tell young guys all the time, man. My old coach would tell me, if you're scared by a dog,
there you go.
And if you can't find one, come find me. I got a big one. So that's really the biggest thing. You got to put your grown man pants on. At some point in life, adversity is something that will either break you or it'll make you great. And I think having things like those nerves is good, because it shows you care. It shows you care. You want to put on a good performance, but just trust in your process, your training, your practice, and it'll pay off.
Hey, I love that. If you're scared, go buy a dog.
Scared by a dog.
Hey, good luck Sunday, man. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother.
Clelin Ferrell.